Hey, this is Chris, 3D Printed Like Me. I have a blob that I am working on removing, and so today I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to set the screen so I can get up to 220, and wait for that to heat up. And then once that's heated up, I'm going to show you how to take the cover off. It's just going to be removing these screws here, and then the one screw on this side, and then we'll go from there. Alright, I'm up to temp now, and I'm going to start removing the screws. I can hear it already popping in there, so I know it's going. I'm going to pull the filament out, just so that there's not more in there. And then I'm just going to undo these screws here. Once you remove the screws, you just kind of pull the front of this off, and then there's going to be the pieces you need to pull from the other side. So we're going to remove this one here, and then the one above it. So removing these two, you'll be able to pull the whole cover off. Alright, now that we have the cover off, you can see exactly the extent that we have here. The silicone cover has completely come off, and then from this side you can see it actually came all the way down. And so now it's just a matter of trying to remove all this, and to make sure that there's some wires in here. There's two wires. We just need to make sure that those wires that are stuck in here, you can see this one here, these two wires, that you make sure you don't disconnect those or damage those in any way, because then you'll have to replace the whole hot end. Alright, so I'm going to carefully try to move some of this. And it starts to break away pretty quickly because it's heated up enough. And so it's just a matter of getting all the gunk off. Do it slowly so that you don't make any extra damage while you're pulling other stuff down. For the most part, it comes off pretty cleanly. Like I said, there's these wires here that need to be careful from the other side. So it's just a matter of just slowly pulling these big pieces away to get into it. And then once you have all the big pieces away, it's just a matter of getting a little wire brush in there and kind of brushing things. Alright, it looks like most of that seems to have cleaned up pretty well, so I'm just going to use this little wire brush to clean some of the excess off of there. I say just make sure about the wires in there that they don't get damaged, because that will be the biggest problem you'll end up with. Alright, so that looks pretty clean. Just going to go through here and just make sure what I can. Alright, that seems to be enough. Alright, so I have a new silicone boot here. So I'm going to take one of these out of the package. Just going to replace it. They're not really worth trying to salvage if they're bent and mangled, because they lose their shape and it's hard to get back into shape. And that just goes back over top. And just like that. Alright, so that looks like it should be alright. Now it's a matter of feeding this wire on the right side of the cover back through to the other side. And then they're able to plug these back into their proper slots there to be able to then put your cover back on. And so just like that, the cover goes back on, and then we'll put the screws back in and we'll be ready to go. Alright, that seems to be about it. All the screws are back in, it's ready to go. I'm going to use my hot poker just to see if I have any filament stuck in there. So I have this Creality poker. When you have a clog, that this works really well. You just put it in, push it down, and make sure there's no clog, and pushes out the rest of the filament. And so that seems to be good. So we should be good to go. I'm going to do a test print and make sure everything's good.